Hi there, it's Mr. Koda here. So I know last time we spoke, you mentioned your company needed a little bit more help developing more sustainable water conservation practices at your impact hotel. So my green team and I have been working tirelessly to develop these strategies. So go ahead and sit tight and we'll run through this presentation real quick. So the first thing we wanted to dive into was what the water usage was like at your hotel specifically. We noticed that on average, your hotel guests use about 84 gallons of water per day. Your laundry services also use up to 15 to 30 gallons of water per load of laundry, and your outdoor water usage that are utilized on things like your pool, your gardens, and watering your golf courses use about 30% of extra of your on your total usage. So now the bottom line is that your hotels are using a large amount of water per day. And I want to preface this by saying why this is even important in the first place. The reason your boss reached out to me to discuss this in the first place with you was that this is something that Gen Z and millennials tend to really take to heart, right? Not only is it a very wholesome issue that we all need to address, but it can really help improve your customer satisfaction rate and your customer retention rate, because a lot of your people are millennials and Gen Z because they're coming. Those are people who are in the workforce at this point, due to their age, who are coming there to stay at your hotel to go to those conferences, right? So we really want to make sure that we're pleasing them, and it really helps develop a customer service mindset for ourselves. And so we started by breaking this down into water usage goals to help you simplify this process. So we want you to reduce water usage by 10% by the end of 2023, install water efficient appliances in 80% of the rooms by 2024, and recycle and reuse 50% of the water by 2025. Now, I know Benjamin Franklin founded your guys' hotel chain. He's a famous scientist, and so was Leonardo da Vinci. He's very well known for this, and I know you wanted me to create a persuasive message for you to relay to your clients, and to kind of put into your brand image and brand promise. And so what I came up with is that water is the driving force of all nature. And I think this is a really deep quote because brand promise, because it really shows that this is a wholesome issue that we all need to tackle. It's not just here for the sake of the customers, but this is something that's really improving the environment. And that can really create a good image for your company, great brand image for people to want to really pursue your services even further. So I wanted to continue this by introducing to you the green team that's been working closely with me on this. So these guys have worked tirelessly with me to basically put together a brand promise and actually implement, get together tips for you guys to actually implement. So this is Sarah Jones. She's been our sustainability manager for 5 years, as I'm sure you're aware. And some more members are John Smith, Jane Doe, and Bob Johnson, who we've been working very closely with. So we worked with this team to actually implement the water conservation tips in your hotel. So we've started testing this in about 20% of the area of your hotel, and it's been going pretty well so far. So far we've done a shower timer in some of the rooms. So we placed a 3-minute shower time for each of the bathrooms, and we've placed a sink faucet aerator to install low faucet aerators in sinks to reduce the water flow. And we've had a towel reuse sign. And so far we've seen that this has actually created a nice dip in water usage, as you can see. So this is data specifically targeted towards those hotels. We implemented this back in January and February of 2023. And so you can see there's about a 75,000 gallon decrease in the water usage. This is great strides we're making, and that's why I want to recommend this to you to really take this a step further. And this kind of has improved our customer service mindset as a company, because this is something that the customers want to see, right? And that's the whole thing about customer service mindset, is putting the customer first. And so I want to also mention that that message that we have is something that you need to really relate to your hotel front desk staff. And that's something that anytime a customer makes a phone call or asks the front desk staff about what we're doing about water conservation, that's the message we want to share with our customers. And that's why the persuasive message is so important. It's because it really helps develop our brand promise, which is your promise to the customers. And with that said, I want to say we've been working very closely with the following 5 companies to really develop those tips. So that these tips are very well backed by very big companies. Let's talk about a little bit about the process, right? We want to install low flow shower heads, and then we want to install low flow faucet aerators in the rest of the building, and then provide water conservation cards by asking guests to reuse towels and sheets, and use native drought resistant plants in the landscape as well. And so that is pretty much how we're going to roll out this whole process. And so what's really important to understand here is that, reinforcing the company's image, we can't just do that through doing the message, which I know was really important to you, but we really need to implement this process step by step.